chapter number 5, Measures of Central Tendency, Statistics for Economics. So in chapter 4, we have read about the tabular and graphic representation of data. How data is represented with the help of graph, table, and all those. So in this chapter number 5, you will study how the data are represented through the measures of central tendency. So in statistics, we deal about presentation of data. To present data in brief, or representation of data as brief as possible. So in this chapter, you will learn how various statistical tools which comes under measures of central tendency are used to represent data in brief. So you can see the examples summarizing a large set of data, such as the average mark obtained by students in a class test, the average rainfall, and then the average production in a factory, average income of person living in a locality or working in a farm, etc. So those are all representation of data with the help of measures of central tendency. So we are taking the average out of the large data that is presented. We are trying to summarize the data into a brief form by taking the average. So let us take one example here. Baizu is a farmer. So he grows food grain in the paddy field, and he owns a land in a village in a district of Bihar. So the village consists of 50 small farmers, and Baizu has 1 acre of land. So you are interested in knowing the economic condition of these small farmers of that village, and you want to compare their economic condition of Baizu in that particular village, comparing the other farmers with Baizu. So for this, to compare the economic condition of Baizu and all the other small farmers in that village, you may have to evaluate the size of his land holding, the size, that how much Baizu is owning a land in that particular village. And you will also be comparing the size of land holdings of other farmers of that village, particular village. And for that, you may want to see the land owned by Baizu. If it is above the average, in ordinary sense, that is, you have to see the arithmetic mean. So as mentioned in the example, if you want to find out the economic condition or compare the economic condition of Baizu with the other small farmers, you may like to see the above, whether what Baizu own is above average in ordinary sense. That is, you want to see the arithmetic mean. And in the second place, you may also want to know the size of Baizu if it is half of the farmers own, or that you have to see the median. If the land owned by Baizu, that the particular farmer, is the size of what half the farmers own, you may want to see them. You may want to know that if you want to compare the economic condition of Baizu and all the other small farmers of that particular village. So you want to know the median. And thirdly, you may also want to know that if what Baizu's own is above what most of the farmers own, that is mode. So you may also want to see the mode, M-O-D-E, mode. So we will talk in detail what is arithmetic mean, what is median, and what is mode in the later lecture. So these actually are the 3 main or most commonly used averages in statistics. There is arithmetic mean, median, and mode. So in order to evaluate Baiju's relative economic condition, relative here means that we are comparing Baiju, who is a farmer who is owning a 1 acre of land. We are comparing him with the rest of the farmers in that village. So in order to compare or see the relative economic condition, you will have to summarize the whole set of data. So you have to summarize the whole set of data of the 50 small farmers in that village. So you will have to summarize the whole set of data of land holdings of all the farmers of that village, that is Balapur. So this can be done by the use of this central tendency. Now, this central tendency summarizes the data in a single value. So which this will summarize, this central tendency will summarize the whole set of data into a single value in such a way that this single value represent the data in the form of a typical or representative value. So central tendency, we are finding out the representative value, which indicates or summarize the whole set of data. So this central tendency value will come in substitute of the whole set of data, which will represent the whole set of data in a single value. So as I have mentioned, there are several methods or several statistical measures of central tendency, or in short, averages. So these are the 3 most commonly used averages, that is arithmetic mean, median, and modes. So we shall see them one by one. What is arithmetic mean? What is median? What is mode? And there are, various methods under arithmetic mean, median, and mode. So under this arithmetic mean, we have classified into 2 again, that is for ungrouped data and for group data. So how arithmetic mean is calculated or computed for ungrouped data, we use direct method, we use assume mean method, and we also use certain other methods, that is step deviation method. So basically we have to discuss about 3 methods under arithmetic mean, that is direct method, assume mean method, and step deviation method. That is for ungrouped data. And for group data also we will study the direct method again, the assume mean method, and step deviation method, same with the ungrouped data. And here under this group data we have again discrete series and also continuous series. So we will talk in detail what is discrete series and what is continuous series. And under this arithmetic mean, lastly we have what is called weighted arithmetic mean. So those are the various statistical measures which comes under arithmetic mean. And after studying that, you will study about median. So how to compute median, what are the various method we use for computing median, for discrete series, for continuous series, and all those. And what is quartiles, how to calculate percentiles and quartiles. So those are coming under median. And lastly we will have mode. So how to compute or computation of mode for discrete series and also for continuous series. So lastly, in this chapter we will talk about relative position of arithmetic mean, median, and mode. What are the relations that is existing between or among arithmetic mean, median, and mode? So those are the main topics that we will discuss in this chapter number 5, that is measures of central tendency. So without further ado, we will talk about arithmetic mean. First up, we have what is called arithmetic mean. So how to compute arithmetic mean? So how do we measure, or how do we take, how do we represent the whole set of data in a single value with the help of arithmetic mean.